Hey everybody, Daniel here. Today is Sunday, March 12th. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Yesterday I had an opportunity to go to a couple of different card shops. Picked up some things. I'm not going to show everything that I got, but there were a few cards that as I looked through what I did purchase, I found that they had something in common. And it was something that I thought would be interesting to share here on the channel. So let's get started with this 1970 Topps Bill Russell rookie card. Bill Russell had a nice career. He played a long time for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He spent his whole career with the Dodgers and would later coach and then manage the Dodgers as well. He, I believe, was a three-time All-Star. You'll notice here that it lists him as an outfielder. He would spend the majority of his career at shortstop, but when he was coming up into the big leagues, the Dodgers already had Maury Wills at shortstop, so he had to wait a few seasons before moving from the outfield to the infield. He is well known as being part of the infield that featured Steve Garvey at first, Davey Lopes at second, Bill Russell at shortstop, and Ron Cey at third. They would keep the same infield for like 8 seasons, which was, you know, even at that time, pretty rare to keep an infield intact for that long. Again, he had a nice career. He's one of those guys that, you know, not in the Hall of Fame, but decent career. And at one point I noticed that I had a few of his cards, so I decided I would do his Topps player run. And the 1970 Topps was the last card that I needed. So let's put him in and take a look at his Topps player run. All right. So you can see the 70, 71, and 72. One thing that I found interesting was that those 3 cards, those first 3 cards, you can see that he's got on a batting glove. Now, it doesn't look the same as a batting glove would look today, but we'll talk about that a little bit. But again, I purchased this card and noticed that. You can see his 73, 74, and 75 Topps here. So again, the first 3 years, we see this pretty basic black glove that he's wearing. 73, we don't get a look at that, but by 74, we see the glove, at least the color of the glove has changed a little bit. In 75, we can see that he's wearing the batting glove underneath his fielding glove. We see that again in 77, but there's his 76, 77, and 78. Again, you can, just for reference, you can see that he's wearing that on his left hand, okay? Now, as we move into 79, you can see that he's wearing a batting glove on his right hand. We can't see his left hand, but presumably he's wearing it on both, because in 80, we see that he's definitely wearing it on both. And then we have his 81, which is an all-star card, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, and 87. So there's the complete Topps run for Bill Russell. All right, Next up, I got that via auction at the card shop. I think I paid $2 for that. Next up was this sheet of cards. You can see it's baseball cards from 1959 through 1988, 3 different players. So you have Don Mossi, Gene Woodling, and Jose Pagan. Now, the reason I bought this at auction was for the Don Mossi cards. So I know there are a few YouTubers out there that enjoy Don Mossi cards. I am also one of them. Shout out to Reindeer Studios. Now, when I was kind of in the back of the room, and so when they announced, hey, you know, here's this sheet of baseball cards from 1959 through 1988. We've got 3 players, Don Mossi, Gene Woodling, and Jose Pagan. I said, all right, well, I'll take a shot. I couldn't tell, you know, what years were what and, you know, what players and things like that. But I do collect Don Mossi cards. Now, I only needed the 59. So if you would like a 61 or a 66 Don Mossi, let me know. But again, that's why I purchased this sheet, was for the Don Mossi cards. But really what caught my eye was the Jose Pagan cards. And specifically this 1968 Topps, where you can see that he has his fielding glove on his left hand, but a batting glove on his right hand. And I thought that that was interesting. Obviously, you know, this is just a posed shot. I can't imagine him fielding with a batting glove on his throwing hand. You can see people standing in the background, but I just thought it was interesting that this photo was taken where he has both a fielding glove and batting glove on different hands. So anyways, I thought that was interesting. All right, so again, keeping with the batting glove theme, I picked this up out of a dollar box. Let me see if I can kind of zoom in here. Ken Harrelson. Decent looking 1970 Topps card. It's pretty well centered. I picked this card up because I was watching a YouTube video recently and somebody had got him back TTM. And so I thought, hey, that'd be a nice card to send for him to sign. Now, again, in this particular card, you can see that Ken Harrelson is wearing batting gloves. What's significant about that, other than I've been talking about batting gloves in this video? Well, Ken Harrelson is believed to be the first player to wear batting gloves in a game. This happened back in 1964. He was playing for the Kansas City Athletics. It was against the New York Yankees. Now, prior to that, players had been wearing batting gloves during batting practice, but it's not known to have, no one's known to have worn them during a game prior to this. Now, the reason that this happened is because Ken, believing that he wasn't going to be playing that day, had gone out golfing in the morning of the game. And so his hands were already sore from golfing all morning. And he gets to the ballpark. He realizes, hey, I'm penciled in to start. My hands are pretty sore. I guess I'm going to wear these gloves while a glove while I'm batting. Well, he ended up hitting 2 home runs, and then he stuck with it throughout his career. Again, this was against the New York Yankees in 1964. The batting glove that he was wearing, it wasn't a batting glove, it was a golf glove, and it happened to be red. Well, Mickey Mantle bought 20 pairs of red golf gloves, and the next day, all of the Yankees are wearing these red golf gloves during warm-ups, and they're mocking Ken Harrelson, calling him sweetheart and Mrs. Harrelson and things of that nature, which is sort of amusing. And, you know, we look at how batting gloves have evolved and that sort of thing, and it seems strange. But at the time, certain players felt like, you know, you can't wear batting gloves. That's, you know, that's kind of, you got to be tough. You got to, you know, be able to hit without any type of protection there. So, if you look back at Ken Harrelson's baseball cards, his rookie card is in 1964. 64 through 69, we don't get a shot of him where you can see his well, I shouldn't say that we don't get a shot of his hands, but he is not wearing batting gloves in any of the pictures. So the first Topps card of Ken Harrelson, where he's wearing a batting glove, is this 1970 Topps card. And so I think that that's pretty unique. And so I will be sending this out to Ken the Hawk Harrelson to see if he'll sign it. And I don't know, maybe I can figure out some type of inscription regarding the batting glove. But again, a couple of different cards that I thought were unique for different reasons, but all had this, you know, the batting gloves in common. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great rest of your weekend.